Today I'm sharing 5 classic sauces and pastes I always make in my kitchen for winter and beyond. Here's what we'll be making today: a tangy carrot and chili sauce, creamy eggplant ajvar, spicy acuka, homemade tomato paste, and homemade pepper paste. These are the kind of flavors that can brighten up a breakfast, elevate a simple pasta, or depth any meal. Tangy carrot and chili sauce. We will start a brand new sauce recipe that I tried and loved it. It is very easy to make, and best of it, it has the fall season's fruit inside the sauce. For our first recipe, I start by sauteing 3 grated carrots in about 1/3 of a cup mix of vegetable and olive oil. The carrots bring both color and natural sweetness. Meanwhile, I slice my sweet red kapya peppers, about 8 of them. I just removed the stem and seeds. Then I used food processor to slice them thinly. This recipe is much easier than the traditional way because we don't grill or peel the peppers. Once the peppers are ready, I add them to the pan with the carrots and continue to saute, stirring from time to time, and I also close the lid so the steam helps everything soften and cook down. See the meaty parts around the stems? Don't throw them away, make sure to collect every bit. They are full of flavor and nothing should go waste in the kitchen. It's a blessing and not everyone has the chance to enjoy it. Look how much I've gathered, almost a handful. I had a couple of green peppers. It is optional, just wanted to also add them because I like the taste of it, the flavor. And meanwhile I peeled and roughly thinly sliced actually some garlic, about 7-8 cloves. Beautiful garlic from Kastamonu, my father's hometown. If you like, you can also saute them with the carrots. I forgot, so I add it now. It's okay. And while they continue to cook, I peeled and roughly chopped around 1 to 1.5 kilogram of plum tomatoes and processed them until becomes a puree. Add the puree to the sauce, stir and use rock salt to flavor. I added about 2 tablespoons. My heat is around a medium-low, but make sure it is bubbling still because you want to soften and cook. Sorry about the background noise. I had a Zoom meeting. I didn't want to miss it. It was live. And at this point, my friends, you can add any sour and sweet. Could be a couple of plums or 1-2 sour apple. I had these bitter grapes, so I wanted to use them along with some sugar, chili hot sauce that I cannot use because it's very hot. Also added some freshly cracked black pepper and process with a hand blender, but leave some texture. Don't make it all the way puree. I added some chopped parsley from the freezer. You can use fresh if you like. And a half cup of grape vinegar. And this beautiful apple sauce or a marmalade I made from the wild apples we found in our garden. It is a little bit thick, so I had to puree them while adding a bit more extra olive oil, crushed some homemade dried basil. You can use against fresh if you have. It already smelled beautiful. My daughter was saying, "Mom, what are you cooking?" I want to eat it right away. Be sure to sterilize your jars by boiling them in clean water before use. This step ensures they're completely clean and safe for storing your sauce. Also, when filling the jars, if any sauce has spilled over the top, wipe it clean before sealing. Always use a dry, clean lid, and to close tightly, I first twist the lid back for twice and then turn it forward once more to seal it securely. With the last little bit of sauce, I had some plain cooked pasta in my hand, so I tossed it in and took a taste right away. And honestly, it was absolutely delicious. Next, something I never get tired of making, ajvar. Traditionally, it has roasted peppers, but we are also going to use roasted eggplants, giving it a creamy depth. It's smoky, rich, and perfect alongside bread or grilled dishes. I have 4 meaty eggplants and about 8-9 red peppers. Make sure to prick the eggplants and broil them either in the oven or on stovetop until all the parts are soft and ready to take out the flesh. In this one, I get rid of the skin of the red peppers and also the seeds, of course. Next, I'm slicing 2 medium-sized onions and going to saute in olive oil. I have a couple of cloves of garlic roughly chopped, and while they are sauteing, I slice my grilled eggplants and peppers. And after about 5 minutes of sauteing, I add them to the pan. We want to continue to saute and evaporate the juice of it and then turn it into a puree. Next, again, add the salt, pul biber, chili flakes to flavor, and vinegar again, grape vinegar. I added about 2 tablespoons. You can check always the taste and add more if you want. I wanted to add some paprika as well. And our ajvar sauce is ready. This is the one really I always make almost every year when I have time. Make sure to both the sauce and the jars are hot and sterile as well to keep them year long. And then we have Acuka sauce. If you like spicy and smoky flavors with lots of different notes, this is for you. The Acuka sauce has a similar base but flavor coming from the special 7 spices we have. It's bold, nutty, ready to warm up even the coldest day in winter. I have 1.5 kilogram red pepper, 1 kilogram tomato, 1 big head of garlic, a mix of 7 spices. I'm gonna explain the ingredients later, the spices. About half cup to 1 cup walnuts, some salt, 1 heaped tablespoon red pepper paste. I have mix of red pepper and tomato. I'm gonna use this. And about more than half cups of extra virgin olive oil. First, I'm going to peel my tomatoes. To make it easily, I'm gonna cut an X on the bottom of the tomato and boil in hot water for about 2 minutes. And this time I'm gonna grill the red peppers in this special pan we use. Right away it begins to grill and it gets the smoky flavor better compared to the oven. The thing is, you have to keep an eye on it, turn it from time to time until all the sides are soft. Close the lid to create a steam so you can easily peel them off. As I also peel the tomatoes easily with the help of boiling for a time. Now going to process them again to turn into a smooth puree. And I can begin to saute the ingredients. Again, I have olive oil. First going to cook the tomato puree to thicken a little bit. Meanwhile, going to take out the skin of my beautifully smoky grilled red peppers. These are also go into my processor to be puree. Adding pepper paste for extra boldness. And here is the smoked red pepper puree goes in. It is already a dense, beautiful sauce, but it will be much more flavorful when adding the spices. Add the salt, extra olive oil. And now let's take a look at the ingredients of the classic 7 spices we have on the market.
In Turkish it has nane, çemen, toz biber, poy otu, kekik, sumak, kişniş, pul biber.
The mixture is very intense and flavorful. We also mix it together as is in a bowl, and in another bowl have olive oil. Dip your bread first into olive oil and then this mixture. Perfect way to add spiciness to your breakfast. I just want to taste and gradually add the mixture, so I mix them together. Add some of it into my Acuka sauce along with roughly chopped walnuts. I taste it and added more from the spice along with a teaspoon of sugar. Surely you can make your own spice mix by adding teaspoon of each spices and add them into a bowl, give it a mix and add gradually until you have the desired flavor. The base might seem similar with beginning with peppers and tomatoes, but really, my friends, with the spices and smoked flavor of the red peppers, it's a beautiful sauce to have. Of course, no winter pantry is complete without homemade tomato paste. We usually buy it from the markets, but if you have garden or want to experience making the paste of your own, this is really not so hard to make, and the result is, of course, better than the store-bought. Just a spoonful brings the taste of summer tomatoes into soups, stews, and sauces all season long. For the recipe, I'm gonna use 5 kg of plum tomatoes, and later in the video I will tell you how much gram of tomato paste I got. I usually buy the paste from the market because it is widely available. We have beautiful tomato pastes, but over the years I got many comments from you to give the recipes. So here it is. The only thing is, the best way to make the tomato paste, it would be to have it from your own garden, not from the market. So here I washed my tomatoes, cut them into fours, and adding into a colander like this, because in a couple of minutes I will sprinkle some rock salt over them to release its water content. I just gently rubbed and going to wait for the rest to work itself. I have lots of tomatoes, so worked in 2 batches. This is the second one. It is better if you work in layers to sprinkle the salt and then continue to add the tomatoes. It already began to release the water, but I'm gonna wait for about 1-2 hours and let's see what's gonna happen. See, the clear water beautifully came out by itself with the help of the salt. I wanted to just scale it, and I got about a cup of water content from each 2.5 kilogram batch. Now we are ready to get the tomatoes and cook them. I cook them for about 15 minutes until it is soft, stirring from time to time for even cooking, and then using my hand blender, I turn them into a puree. Next, we're gonna have to strain the mixture to take out the seeds, the skin part, all the pulps, and have only the pure puree. I'm using this colander again, and with the help of the back of a cup or with your hand, and get the clean puree as much as you can. Again, to get the every bit, I strained once more the leftover pieces, the pulps, and this is what I got. Then I continued to simmer my tomato puree to become a paste. It takes around 5 to 6 hours to become at this consistency, but on very low you have to check. If you don't have time, you can turn it off and continue when you come back at home. That's what I did. Then add enough salt to be saltier than how it should be, which also helps to preserve the tomato paste, along with some olive oil. After it is cooled down, put the tomato paste into a jar. Make sure to cover it with plenty full of olive oil, which prevents from having air and the mold. Let's scale it. I have 630 grams, and this is the leftover I've got. I was only able to fill the bowl. So in total, I had around 900 grams of tomato paste from 5 kilograms of tomatoes. It is kind of a long process, but the results give you a satisfying experience to use in your dishes winter long. And finally, the red pepper paste. It's the heart of so many dishes in Turkey. Even if you can find it on the markets, once you make it yourself, it's hard to go back to the store-bought version. For the recipe, I'm gonna use 3 kilograms of sweet kapya pepper. I'm taking out seeds and the stems. Then roughly cutting into 4-6 pieces, and we're gonna cook them. Use the biggest pan available. Still, mine didn't fit, so I'm gonna cook in 2 batches. We are just going to add a cup of water to create a steam, and with the steam itself, it's gonna release its own water. Again, the same idea as the tomato paste. We want first to get its own water as much as we can, then we're gonna be able to easily
and cook
turn
the
into
other
a
half.
puree and thickened by continue to cook them. This is the second batch. And I drained all of them completely. And now going to process and turn it into a puree. Beautiful color. Processing the second batch. And with the help of the colander again, I'm gonna strain the beautiful pulp and the all the seeds, the skin will stay on top. I wanted to continue to puree with my hand blender to make it smooth as possible. And again, as with the tomato paste, we're gonna continue to cook on low until it becomes a paste. When it thickens, it might spill out, so an old tradition is to cover with some newspaper if you want. Being careful, of course. Fill the jars while both the paste and the jars are still hot, as we did with the tomato paste to seal it. And your homemade pepper paste is ready to flavor your dishes. With little time in the kitchen, you can fill your jars with beautiful produces from summer and fall to have throughout the winter. I hope these recipes inspire you and prepare your own sauces and pastes in this season. They are small jars, but they hold whole winter of comfort in your hands. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next episode. Afiyet olsun.